Your Mercedes just chewed through another set of tires. The inside edges are completely gone, worn down to the cords, while the rest of the tire looks brand new. You take it in, the dealer shrugs and says, "That's just how performance cars are." You walk out $1,200 lighter, and nothing actually changes. Here's what's really going on. That wear pattern? It's a symptom. It's your car telling you something is wrong, and it's almost always fixable. The reason the dealer isn't rushing to fix it is pretty simple. They make a lot more money selling you tires every year than they do solving the actual problem. I've gone deep on this. We're talking to mechanics, digging through alignment specs, pulling apart suspension diagrams, all to figure out why some Mercedes owners are getting 60,000 miles out of a set of tires while others can't make it past 15,000. And I found the answer. Actually, I found 10 of them. Today, we're ranking every reason your Mercedes is eating tires, from the easiest, cheapest fixes all the way down to the stuff that actually needs serious attention. And I'm going to start with the one at the bottom of the list and build up to the big one, because by the time we get to number 1, it's going to make everything else click. Stay with me, because the fix for the number 1 cause of premature tire wear on Mercedes vehicles, it costs less than $200. Let's get into it. Number 10. You're not rotating your tires, and Mercedes owners are the worst at this. Let's start with the obvious one, but hear me out because there's a wrinkle here that trips up a lot of Mercedes owners specifically. A huge number of Mercedes models, especially anything with a sport package or AMG badging, come from the factory with a staggered wheel setup. That means wider tires in the back than the front. And when people find that out, a lot of them just stop rotating entirely, because they think they can't. You actually can. You just can't go front to back. But moving the left rear to the right rear, and vice versa, still matters. It evens out wear patterns, especially that inner edge wear we keep seeing on these cars. And if your car has a square setup, same size all around, you should be rotating every oil change, full stop. Here's the real reason rotations matter though. It's not just about evening out the rubber. It's about having a set of eyes on your tires every few thousand miles. A good tech will catch a weird wear pattern before you've burned through an entire set. That early warning is worth more than the rotation itself. Mercedes recommends every 10,000 to 12,000 miles. I'd say go tighter than that if you're seeing any issues at all. Number 9. You're driving a performance car like a performance car. Okay, this one's not exactly a problem, but it's worth being honest about. You bought a Mercedes. It probably has 300, 400, maybe 500 horsepower. It's rear-wheel drive, or at least rear-biased, and it handles beautifully. So you drive it like it's meant to be driven. Every hard launch at a light, every aggressive corner exit, every late brake, all of that is burning rubber off your tires, especially the rears. Here's the thing about performance tires. They're soft by design. A softer compound grips better. But a tire with a tread wear rating of 300 is going to wear out roughly twice as fast as one rated at 600 under the same conditions. That's just physics. If you're on an AMG or a sport variant and you're going through rear tires every 10 to 12,000 miles, I'm not going to tell you that's a huge problem. That might actually be the expected outcome for how you're using the car. Your options here are either accept the cost as part of driving a performance vehicle or switch to a harder compound touring tire with a higher tread wear rating. You'll lose a little grip. You'll keep a lot more money in your pocket. Number 8, you lowered the car without fixing the geometry. This is where things start getting into someone should have told you this territory. Lowering springs or coilovers look great. They handle great. But dropping your Mercedes even an inch or two throws off the factory suspension geometry in a way that will absolutely wreck your tires if you don't correct for it. Specifically, dropping the car adds negative camber. The tops of the wheels start tilting inward. Even a degree or two of extra negative camber puts massive pressure on the inner edges of the tires. We're talking under 10,000 miles to destroy an inner edge in bad cases. The fix is adjustable camber arms or camber bolts, followed by a proper alignment. Parts plus alignment usually runs $300 to $500 depending on the model. If you had your car lowered and the shop didn't say a word about camber correction, that's a red flag. Any shop that does this work regularly knows this is a required step. It's not optional. Number 7. Your control arms and ball joints are done. Mercedes uses a multi-link suspension setup. It's a big part of what makes these cars feel so composed, that smooth, planted feeling through corners and over bumps. But multi-link means a lot of components and a lot of potential wear points. Here's what happens when control arm bushings start to go. You can get a perfect alignment on the lift, drive off the lot, and the moment you hit a hard corner or a sharp break, the wheel shifts position because the bushing isn't holding it tight anymore. The alignment leaves the car the second you're back on the road. Ball joints are similar. The play builds slowly, almost invisibly at first, until the wheel has enough slop in it that no alignment can compensate. Quick check you can do yourself. Get the front wheels off the ground, grab the wheel at 12 and 6 o'clock, try to rock it. Then grab at 3 and 9. Any movement at all is a problem. Important order of operations here. Replace the worn components first, then align the car. If you do it the other way around, you're just throwing money at an alignment that won't hold. Number 6. Your tire pressure is off and your sensors might be lying. This sounds too simple to matter. It absolutely matters. Running too low, the outer edges wear fast. Running too high, the center wears out and the edges barely touch the road. Either way, you're dramatically cutting into tire life. Mercedes vehicles are tuned for specific handling at specific pressures. The number you want is on the sticker inside your driver door jamb, not on the tire sidewall. The sidewall number is a maximum, not a target. Here's where it gets tricky though. Temperature swings mess with pressure more than most people realize. A 30-degree drop in temperature can cost you 3 to 4 psi. You set your tires to 35 psi in August, and by January morning, they might be sitting at 30 to 31. And here's the part that really gets people. Mercedes TPMS sensors have tolerances. The system won't throw a warning light unless you're significantly off. You could be 4 psi low and see nothing on the dash. Check your pressures manually once a month, especially when the seasons change. Number 5. Your Airmatic suspension is failing. If your Mercedes has air suspension, and a lot of them do, this one deserves your full attention. When Airmatic is working right, it's incredible. Smooth, adaptive, almost magic. When it's failing, it creates tire wear that seems to appear out of nowhere and refuses to go away no matter how many alignments you get. The most common failure is an air spring leak. The rubber airbags get brittle over time, develop micro cracks, and slowly lose pressure. When one corner sags, the camber angle at that corner changes, and that changed camber chews through the inner tire edge. Here's a simple test. Park on level ground, go inside, come back out in the morning. If one corner is noticeably lower than when you parked, you've likely got a leaking air spring. The compressor will try to compensate for the leak by running constantly, which leads to the compressor burning out, which leads to even more dramatic height changes. Repair costs are real with this system. Individual air struts run $1,000 to $2,000 a corner. The compressor is another $1,000 plus. A lot of owners at a certain mileage just convert to conventional coilover suspension and walk away from the Airmatic system entirely. But before you go spending that kind of money, get a proper diagnostic. Sometimes it's a relay or a valve block. $200 problem that mimics a $2,000 problem. Don't skip the diagnosis. Number 4. Staggered setup is working against you. We touched on this with rotations, but let's go deeper, because this is a bigger deal than most people realize. Staggered setups, wider rear tires, look aggressive and purposeful, especially on AMG models, and there are real handling reasons for it too. But there's a cost. On a rear-wheel drive Mercedes, the rear tires handle all the acceleration forces. All of them, so they wear faster to begin with. Now add the fact that you can't rotate them to the front to spread that wear around, and you've got a recipe for replacing rear tires at roughly twice the rate of fronts. AMG owners sometimes report replacing rears every 8 to 10,000 miles, while the fronts are still looking solid at 20,000 plus. Your options: accept it as part of the package or switch to a square setup, same size all 4 corners, which allows full rotation and tends to produce much more even wear across all 4 tires. The trade-off is losing a bit of that aggressive look and potentially some corner exit feel. Worth knowing, Mercedes actually engineers staggered setups, so the rolling diameter front to rear stays very close. This matters on 4MATIC all-wheel drive models especially. Big differences in rolling diameter can actually cause wear inside the transfer case over time. Number 3, your thrust link bushings are shot. Most shops miss this. This one is specific to certain models, E-Class and S-Class owners. Pay attention. The front thrust link bushings on these cars are fluid-filled. That's what gives them that incredibly refined ride quality. But when those bushings crack and the fluid escapes, the front suspension starts moving in ways it's not supposed to. The symptom looks like this. You get an alignment. Everything is in spec. You leave happy. And within a few thousand miles, the inner edges are destroyed again. It feels like the alignment just doesn't stick. What's happening is the alignment is sticking on the lift. But under real driving conditions, with fluid gone from the bushings, the suspension is shifting around and the wheel angle is changing dynamically. No static alignment can fix a dynamic movement problem. These bushings often get missed in inspections because the fluid that leaks out can look like a power steering leak or just get dismissed. Make sure your tech specifically checks them. Replacement usually runs $300 to $500, including the follow-up alignment, and it permanently solves a problem that would otherwise just keep destroying tires endlessly. Number 2, your toe is out of spec. This is the one that most people, even a lot of mechanics, underestimate. Toe is whether your wheels point slightly toward each other, toe in, or away from each other, toe out, when you look at them from above. Mercedes cars typically run a little toe in because it adds stability at speed. But here's the thing. Toe causes more tire wear than camber. It's not close. Even a fraction of a degree of toe out means your tires are being dragged sideways across the pavement with every single mile. The inner edges get scraped away constantly, even though the car steers perfectly straight and nothing feels wrong. What makes it worse is how easy it is to knock toe out of spec. One bad pothole, one hard curb tap at parking speed, one aggressive corner, that's all it takes. So you could leave an alignment shop on Monday fully in spec and be back in a bad spot by the weekend. Fix a proper four-wheel alignment at a shop that knows Mercedes. Get the printout, before and after specs. Make sure toe is in spec on all 4 corners, not just the fronts. If the shop can't give you a printed spec sheet, go somewhere else. Some people get their toe checked every time they rotate tires. Sounds like overkill until you've replaced a set of tires in 12,000 miles because of something that costs $80 to fix. Number 1, Mercedes factory camber settings are aggressive by design. Alright, here's the big one. The root cause behind most of the tire wear complaints you'll ever see on a Mercedes forum. Mercedes designs their suspension with aggressive negative camber from the factory. The tops of the wheels tilt inward, toward the engine. This is intentional. German engineers build these cars for the Autobahn, where sustained speeds of 100, 120, even 140 miles per hour are normal. Aggressive negative camber makes the car feel planted and sharp at those speeds. The problem is, you're probably not on the Autobahn. You're in stop-and-go traffic, hitting potholes, running errands. Those factory camber settings that are perfect at 120 miles per hour are slowly destroying your inner tire edges at 40 miles per hour. And here's the detail that most people miss. Mercedes factory specs have ranges, not single target numbers. Your car might have left the factory at the aggressive end of that range, great for a driving event, bad for a daily commute. Or it might be at the conservative end. There's no way to know without measuring. The fix is asking for what some shops call a wear-optimized alignment, rather than a performance alignment. You're asking the tech to set camber at the wear-friendly end of the factory spec range, typically 0 to negative half a degree on the front with near zero toe. It's still within factory spec. You're not voiding anything. You're just choosing where within the acceptable range to land. For lowered cars or persistent cases, aftermarket camber adjustment kits, like Airmatic replacement bushings, let you go beyond the factory range entirely if needed. The results are dramatic. Owners who are replacing tires every 15,000 miles regularly report 40,000 to 50,000 miles after a proper camber correction. Same car, same driver, just wheels pointed in the right direction. So, there it is. 10 reasons your Mercedes is eating tires, and the real fixes behind each one. If you take one thing from this, it's this. Premature tire wear is not normal, and the dealer telling you it is doesn't make it true. It means something is off. And you have every right to keep digging until you find what it is. Next time you get an alignment, ask for the printout. Look at the numbers. Make sure everything is within spec, not just close. And if you're still seeing inner edge wear after that, start working through this list from the bottom up. Your car was engineered to be exceptional. It deserves to be maintained that way. If this helped you out, hit subscribe. I cover real Mercedes maintenance and ownership stuff every week, the kind of content that saves you money and helps you actually understand what's happening with your car. And if you want to go deeper on keeping your Mercedes running right without getting ripped off at the dealer, I've got another video right here that covers the maintenance schedule they hope you never find out about. I'll see you there.